My 2021 SVJ 63 Roadster that was in the making for over 2 years, and I promised that I'll do a kind of a detailed overview inside and out and some driving impressions. So I think it's time to make that happen. So for people that are not aware, the SVJ is the one that was Lamborghini's upgrade and replacement to the Aventador SV, the Super Veloce Jota, what it stands for, and I was able to get the 63 edition, which obviously is the special version of the special version, only 63 for the world, and 20 of those have come to United States. The way you can tell is that the Roadsters have the 63 in the center of the hood, where the coupes have it offset to the left. And extremely rare, one of 20 for the United States, and as you can see, one of 63 for the world. What makes the 63 special is that the entire top half of the car from doors up is all exposed carbon. Now this was a true one of one, and it was about 6 months of going back and forth with the Lamborghini ad persona program to get everything. I ended up going with the shiny carbon package, which was an additional upgrade over the base matte carbon. So everything that you see typically in all Aventadors, even the SVs, this A-pillar, everything back here is all painted. Your bonnet is painted, where pretty much everything from the door up is exposed carbon in this car. You obviously have one of the other ad persona things that I had done is I had the entire underside of the wing, inside of the winglets, done in the giallo with the leading edge of the spoiler as well. None of this comes standard. And of course I had the diffuser fins also accentuated with that same giallo pinstripe. Of course you really can't miss the SVJ without those amazing center exhaust ports, just like the Huracan Performante. And from different angles, because the inside of the wing is yellow and the rest of the exposed carbon fiber, as the car moves or you see the car in motion, it really does accentuate the rear end of the car pretty nicely, and it really puts a final touch and brings it all together. I also had the opening of the individual bonnet done in the same giallo to again kind of bring it all together. The blue Cepheus is the color that you see here. We also went with black center lock and the yellow calipers, of course. That was essentially a must. We had the same livery carried out through, and it's pretty amazing how, this is not a sticker, by the way. There's some people that think that these things are sticker, and they're not. I mean, it's unbelievable how tight they made this, and this is essentially just 3 layers of paint on top of each other, finished to perfection. I'm going to do a driving impression of the car, and you can see this front. So this entire thing is kind of see-through, and what happens is that these are part of the ALA system, the active aero, and they individually open up in milliseconds and allow different airflow to exit through here and go through how this car is designed. And these intakes are literally can fit, a 5-year-old shoulder through it. They're gigantic and they really accentuate the car. And I will show you guys on the back how the exit slots underneath the wing also allow at higher speeds to decrease. So basically the air goes to the center of the car, comes out through that center portion of the wing. And if you guys look underneath, you'll see there are slots there. And those slots have little propeller blades inside that open and close. So depending on if the car is turning left or right, by closing and opening, so when the steering wheel is being held straight, the wing is not creating any extra drag on the car, so the air can freely pass through those slits. But as the car starts to turn, slits on different side of the car, front and back, will open and close to restrict the air, creating that drag where a wing or spoiler comes in, and of course then allows more downforce on that specific corner of the car. You really do not feel it, I would say, under 70, 80 miles an hour, but once above 70 and you start taking corners, this thing just already has so much mechanical grip to begin with that it's hard to discern the difference at lower speeds. But again, this baby does have the Nürburgring record, and I can definitely feel something magical working above like the 70-mile-an-hour mark. Of course, you know, it's impossible to walk around this car and not do a quick little overview of the new Italian garage. I'm waiting for my Diablo 6.0 to come back. There's going to be a lift here in the center. The Pagani will sit on top, and of course we will have the Diablo 6.0, Mercy SV, and the SVJ below. So the Pagani will be looking down on its Italian cousins from above, since it'll probably be the least driven car. I'll leave it on the lift for now. This bonnet is removed by unlocking these 4 little screws or keys, and the entire thing gets lifted up. So it does not come on a hinge, and it is definitely a 2-man job. Kind of very race car-ish in that sense. As far as interior goes, I mean, what can I tell you? You can't have a Lamborghini without having, and the doors are so light. It's pretty amazing. I mean, you just touch it and they just go up. Obviously, the fact that it's a Roadster and it doesn't have the frame definitely aids, but having the carbon fiber door cards makes a huge difference. Went with the yellow straps. So the interior motif is essentially a reverse of the outside, where the exterior is blue Cepheus and with yellow accents. Inside you have majority yellow with blue accents. So as you'll see, there is the blue piping, there is cross stitchings going on, there are double stitchings across, there is blue piping. Of course, we have the center 12 o'clock dial in blue as well. Even this little pocket in front of the console is also done in blue. There was a lot of thinking back and forth between, should I go with the comfort seats or the carbon bucket seats? And at the end of the day, I chose the carbon seats. You know, if I like comfort, I'll drive my Rolls Royce. But this is an SVJ, and I thought it would be doing it a disservice. And just the comfort seats don't look as good. And I constantly heard that, hey, if you're 6'1" and taller, the carbon bucket seats are not really as comfortable. And thank the Lord, I am not 6'1", so I guess one of the few advantages of being short, that these seats actually feel pretty comfortable. I mean, no, they're not Rolls Royce seats or Bentley seats, but the way they look, the carbon fiber, this car deserves to have carbon bucket seats. So that is as far as that goes. It does have Apple CarPlay. Of course, there's a lot of markings such as this 63, which was again done by Ad Persona to indicate it is a true 63 edition, with some amazing stitching and work done by Lamborghini on this back end. The Roadster is just amazing. This glass goes up and down, which significantly amplifies the sound you get from the engine, and it is just glorious. Again, carbon fiber, pretty much anywhere carbon fiber could be had comes in this car. Don't ask for a cup holder. Don't ask for any of this nonsense. It does not exist. There's not even a place to hold your cell phone. You better hold it in your lap. So that is a quick little overview of the exterior and interior of my SVJ 63, and I will soon do a driving impression on this car. And obviously what I can tell you, it's everything I had hoped for and more. And I can see this being one of the true greats in the future. I hope you guys have enjoyed this.